Finland for almost free. You betcha, let's do this. All right, everybody, settle in, get comfy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited you're here. You know, I love a good adventure, and I love it even more when it doesn't make my wallet cry. And let me tell you, Finland, it's one of those places that just sparkles. And guess what? You don't need a king's ransom to see it. So get ready, because welcome to your ultimate guide to traveling Finland on a budget in 2025. We're going to dive into how you can experience the absolute best of this incredible country, from the vibrant city life to the magical wilderness, all without emptying your savings account. All right, first things first, let's talk about Helsinki. What a city, right? So much cool design, great vibes, and surprisingly, you don't have to spend a fortune to lay your head down somewhere nice. I mean, who wants to blow their whole budget on a fancy hotel room when there are northern lights to chase? Not me, and I'm guessing not you either. So we're diving deep into affordable accommodations in Helsinki. Think hostels, but not the scary kind you might be imagining. We're talking cool modern hostels with great communities. You know, the kind of places where you meet fellow travelers, share stories, and maybe even find a new best friend to explore with. These aren't just dorm rooms anymore. Many offer private rooms too, if you want a little more, privacy. And they often have kitchens, which is a huge money saver. Imagine whipping up a quick breakfast before heading out to explore, or a cozy dinner after a long day. That's smart traveling, people. It's like having your own little apartment, but way cheaper and with more interesting people around. Then there are guest houses. Oh, I love a good guest house. They're often family-run, super charming, and give you a real feel for the local life. You might get some home-baked goodies if you're lucky. It's that personal touch, you know? It's not just a room, it's an experience. And Helsinki has some gems hidden away. You just need to know where to look, and that's what I'm here for. We're going to find those cozy corners that feel like a home away from home, without the hefty price tag. And let's not forget budget hotels. Now, budget doesn't have to mean blah. There are some really stylish, clean, and comfortable budget hotel chains in Helsinki that offer fantastic value. They're often located a little outside the main tourist crush, which can be a good thing, quieter, and you get to see a different side of the city. Plus, Helsinki has amazing public transport, so getting around is a breeze, but we'll get to that later. The key is to book in advance, especially if you're traveling during peak season. Seriously, booking ahead is your secret weapon for snagging the best deals. Think of it like getting concert tickets for your favorite band. The early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the affordable and awesome room. So get on those booking sites, compare prices, read reviews, do your homework. It's a little effort that pays off big time. You don't want to end up paying top dollar because you waited until the last minute. That's just stressful, and we're all about stress-free travel here. I remember one time, not in Helsinki, but somewhere else, I waited too long and ended up in a place. Let's just say the decor was aggressively vintage, and the breakfast was a single lonely croissant. We learn from these things, right? So take my advice. Plan ahead for your Helsinki stay. Look for places that offer free Wi-Fi, maybe even free breakfast. Every little bit helps keep that $80 a night dream alive and well. It's totally doable, you guys. Consider areas like Kallio, which is known for its bohemian vibe and more budget-friendly options compared to the very central districts. It's got character, great little cafes, and it's super well connected. Or look slightly further out along the tram lines. You'll often find that just a 10-minute ride can save you a significant amount on accommodation. It's about being smart and flexible. You're there to see Finland, not just the inside of a super fancy hotel room, right? And don't be afraid to check out apartment rentals through sites like Airbnb or Vrbo, especially if you're traveling with a friend or two. Splitting the cost of an apartment can sometimes be even cheaper than a hostel. Plus, you get a kitchen and more space. It's like having your own little Finnish pad for a few days. Imagine making some local Finnish treats you picked up from the market. That's the kind of experience we're aiming for. The point is, Helsinki has options, lots of them. You don't need to be a millionaire to enjoy this beautiful city. You just need a little bit of know-how, a willingness to explore different types of accommodation, and maybe a tiny bit of my infectious optimism. Because finding a great, affordable place to stay sets the tone for the whole trip, and we want that tone to be awesome, and I can't believe how little this cost. So do your research, be open-minded, and book in advance. Those are the golden rules for finding affordable accommodations in Helsinki. You'll be surprised at what you can find, from trendy hostels to charming guest houses, all fitting into that sweet $80 a night budget. It's about making smart choices so you have more to spend on, actual fun things like maybe an extra cinnamon bun or two. I wouldn't blame you. Okay, so you found your amazing budget-friendly home base in Helsinki. High five. Now, how do you get around and see all the cool stuff without spending all your souvenir money on taxis? Well, let me tell you, Finland is pretty fantastic when it comes to budget-friendly transportation. It's like they want you to explore, which is nice, isn't it? So let's talk about getting from A to B without needing a bank loan. See what I did there? Sometimes I crack myself up. First up, public transport in Helsinki is your best friend. Seriously. They have trams, buses, and even a metro system that is super efficient, clean, and most importantly, affordable. You can get a day pass or a multi-day pass, which usually works out much cheaper if you're planning on doing a lot of hopping around. And trust me, you'll want to hop. There's so much to see. Think of it as your magic carpet, but on rails or wheels. The trams are particularly charming, I think. They glide through the city, and you get a great view of the architecture and the daily life. It's like a mini tour every time you take one. And they cover most of the key areas you'll want to visit. Just tap your card, find a seat, and watch the city unfold. It's so much better than being stuck in traffic in a pricey cab, wondering if the meter is secretly plotting against you. We've all been there, right? Then there are the buses, which can take you even further afield, perhaps to some of those slightly more out-of-the-way spots or national parks near the city. The network is extensive, and again, with a travel card, it's very cost-effective. And for longer distances, say if you're venturing out of Helsinki to another town, Finnish trains are excellent. They're comfortable, scenic, and if you book your tickets in advance, you can often find some really good deals. It's all about that advanced planning, remember? Now let's not forget the most budget-friendly option of all, your own 2 feet. Helsinki is a very walkable city, especially the downtown area and the waterfront. Walking is free, it's great exercise, so you can justify that extra Finnish pastry. And you discover so many hidden gems that you'd miss if you were whizzing by in a vehicle. Little alleyways, cute shops, unexpected street art. It's all part of the adventure. So pack some comfy shoes, that's my pro tip. And if you like a bit of breeze in your hair, consider renting a bike. Helsinki is becoming increasingly bike-friendly, with dedicated lanes and city bike rental systems that are often very affordable for short-term use. It's a fun way to cover more ground than walking, but still at your own pace. Imagine cycling along the coast with the sea air and beautiful views. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Almost makes me want to start a cycling dance party. Almost. When it comes to getting from the airport to the city center, avoid the taxis if you're on a tight budget. There are regular airport buses and a train link that are much, much cheaper and just as efficient. It might take a few minutes longer, but your wallet will thank you profusely. Those savings can go towards, say, a delicious salmon soup. Priorities. It's about making smart choices from the moment you land. And for those longer journeys, say if you're planning to head up to Lapland, which we'll talk about soon, get excited, consider overnight trains or buses. Yes, it takes longer, but you save on a night's accommodation, which is a double win for the budget traveler. It's like a 2-for-1 deal on savings. Plus, waking up in a completely new landscape, that's pretty magical. Just make sure to book these well in advance too, as the cheaper berths and seats go quickly. Another thing to look into, especially for inner-city travel, is ride-sharing services or websites where people offer lifts for a shared cost. It's not as formal as a bus or train, but it can be a very economical way to travel, and you might meet some interesting locals too. Always use reputable platforms and check reviews, of course. Safety first, then savings. It's about exploring all your options, not just the most obvious ones. So, you see, getting around Finland on a budget is totally achievable. From the excellent public transport in Helsinki to scenic train rides and even good old-fashioned walking, you've got plenty of ways to explore without draining your funds. It just takes a little bit of research and a willingness to embrace the local way of getting around. And who knows, you might even enjoy the journey as much as the destination, especially if you're on a cute Helsinki tram. Those things are adorable. All right, are you ready to talk about Lapland? Because I am so ready to talk about Lapland. It's like stepping into a postcard, a winter wonderland, a magical place where reindeer roam and Santa, yes, the actual Santa, has his office. And guess what? You don't need to win the lottery to experience its charm. There are plenty of must-visit attractions in Lapland that are either free or very budget-friendly. So let's sprinkle some of that Lapland magic, shall we? First up, you absolutely have to visit Claus Village in Rovaniemi. It's iconic. You can cross the Arctic Circle. They even have a line painted on the ground. It's very official. Send postcards from Santa's main post office with a special Arctic Circle postmark. And of course, meet the big man himself. Entrance to the village is free, and meeting Santa is free too, though photos and videos will cost you. But the experience? Priceless. Even for us grown-ups, there's something truly special about it. Then there are the national parks. Oh, Lapland is blessed with some of the most stunning national parks in Europe. Places like Pallas Yllästunturi National Park or Urho Kekkonen National Park offer incredible landscapes, fresh air, and amazing hiking trails that are, you guessed it, completely free to explore. In winter, these trails are perfect for snowshoeing or cross-country skiing, which you can often rent equipment for at a reasonable price. Imagine walking through a silent, snow-covered forest. It's pure tranquility. And while you're in these beautiful natural areas, keep an eye out for reindeer. They roam freely in many parts of Lapland, and seeing them in their natural habitat is such a treat. Of course, there are also reindeer farms you can visit. While some tours can be pricey, many farms offer simpler, more affordable visits where you can learn about reindeer herding, feed the reindeer, and maybe even enjoy a short sleigh ride that won't break the bank. It's a wonderful way to connect with the local Sami culture too. Speaking of Sami culture, make sure to seek out opportunities to learn about the indigenous people of Lapland. There are museums like Sida in Inari, which offer fascinating insights into their history, traditions, and way of life. While there might be an entrance fee, it's often very reasonable and so worth it for the knowledge and understanding you gain. It adds such a rich layer to your Lapland experience, beyond just the snow and Santa. It's about connecting with the heart of the land. And don't forget the simple joys: building a snowman, having a snowball fight, responsibly of course, or just finding a quiet spot to watch the snowfall. These are the moments that cost nothing but create lasting memories. Lapland's beauty is often in its serene, untouched nature. You don't always need a flashy tour to appreciate it. Sometimes, just being present in that incredible environment is the biggest attraction of all. It's good for the soul, you know? If you're visiting in summer or autumn, the landscapes are completely different but equally breathtaking. The nightless nights of summer, where the sun doesn't set, are a unique phenomenon, and the autumn colors, or ruska as they call it, are spectacular for hiking. Lapland isn't just a winter destination, and visiting in the shoulder seasons can often mean fewer crowds and even better prices on accommodation and some activities. Smart, right? Many towns in Lapland, like Rovaniemi, Saraselka, or Levi, have visitor centers where you can get maps, information about free walking trails, and tips on local events that might be happening. These are fantastic resources for budget travelers. The staff are usually super helpful and can point you towards hidden gems or low-cost activities that you might not find in the glossy brochures. Don't be shy, go ask. They're there to help you have the best time. And think about packing a thermos with some hot berry juice or coffee when you go out exploring. It's a small thing, but it saves you money on buying expensive drinks at cafes. And there's something so cozy about having a warm drink while you're surrounded by snowy landscapes or beautiful forests. It's those little budget hacks that add up, allowing you to experience more of the big stuff. It's all about balance, like a perfectly built snowman. So Lapland is calling, and it's saying, come visit, you can afford me. From the magic of Claus Village to the serene beauty of its national parks and the rich Sami culture, there's so much to experience without emptying your wallet. It's about prioritizing, choosing wisely, and embracing the incredible natural beauty that's all around you, often for free. Get ready for an unforgettable adventure in the heart of the Arctic. All right, let's talk about the star of the show for many people visiting Finland, especially Lapland, the Northern Lights, the aurora borealis. That incredible, ethereal dance of light in the night sky. It's something on so many bucket lists, and I'm here to tell you that witnessing this magic doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. In fact, the show itself is completely free, courtesy of Mother Nature. How great is that? So, let's figure out the best spots and ways to see them without breaking the bank. First things first, location is key. You need to get away from city lights. Light pollution is the enemy of aurora viewing. The darker the sky, the better your chances of seeing those beautiful green, and sometimes pink and purple, ribbons of light. So, think small villages, remote areas, and national parks in the northern parts of Lapland. Places like Inari, Utsjoki, Kilpisjärvi, or even areas around Saraselka or Levi, if you venture a bit out of the main village centers. And when is the best time to go aurora hunting? Generally, the northern light season in Finnish Lapland runs from late August to April. The darkest months, from September to March, are often considered prime time because you have more hours of darkness. You'll need clear skies too, so a bit of luck with the weather is involved. But hey, that's part of the adventure, right? The anticipation makes it even more special when they finally appear. Now, you don't necessarily need to book an expensive Northern Lights tour. While those tours can be great and often take you to specific spots with guides, you can absolutely see them on your own if you're on a budget. If you've rented a car, you can drive out to a dark spot. Or, if you're staying in a smaller village, sometimes just stepping outside your cabin or guest house on a clear night is enough. Imagine just walking a few steps and looking up to see that incredible display. There are also some fantastic apps and websites that provide aurora forecasts. These can tell you the likelihood of auroral activity, the cloud cover forecast, and even send you alerts when there's a good chance of seeing them. So do a little research, download a couple of these. They're often free or very low cost, and keep an eye on them. It's like having your own personal aurora predictor in your pocket. It's technology working for us, people. Patience is also a virtue when it comes to aurora hunting. The northern lights are a natural phenomenon, and they don't perform on a schedule. You might have to wait outside in the cold for a while, so dress warmly. And I mean, really warmly. Layers are your friend. Thermal underwear, warm socks, good boots, a hat, gloves, the whole 9 yards. You don't want to miss the show because you're too cold to stay outside. That would be a tragedy. Another tip is to let your eyes adjust to the darkness. It can take about 15 to 20 minutes for your eyes to fully adapt, and then you'll be able to see fainter auroras much better. So, avoid looking at your bright phone screen while you're waiting. Just relax, look up at the stars, and enjoy the peace and quiet of the Arctic night. It's a pretty magical experience in itself, even before the lights start dancing. It's like a pre-show warm-up for your eyes. If you're staying in a place that's a bit more remote, like a cabin or a guest house away from town lights, ask your hosts for tips. They're locals, they know the area, and they've probably seen the northern lights hundreds of times. They might be able to point you to a nearby spot with a good open view to the north, which is usually the best direction to look. Local knowledge is invaluable and often free. And remember, even if you don't see a spectacular all-sky display, sometimes even a faint green glow on the horizon is breathtaking. It's a reminder of the incredible power and beauty of nature. Don't get discouraged if your first attempt isn't a blazing success. Try again on another night if the forecast is good. The chase is part of the fun, and the reward is absolutely worth it. It's a memory you'll carry with you forever. So, seeing the northern lights on a budget is all about choosing the right location, going at the right time of year, using forecast tools, dressing warmly, being patient, and often just stepping outside and looking up. You don't need a fancy tour to witness one of the world's most amazing natural spectacles. Mother Nature provides the show, you just need to be there to watch it. How cool is that? Very, very cool. Literally, if you're standing outside in Lapland in winter. Okay, who here dreams of yelling mush while a team of enthusiastic huskies pulls you through a snowy wonderland? Me. It's such an iconic Arctic experience, and guess what? Husky sledding in Finland doesn't have to completely empty your adventure fund. There are ways to experience this thrill, connect with these amazing dogs, and still stick to your budget. So let's talk tips for booking husky sledding tours that are both incredible and kind to your wallet. First off, do your research on reputable companies. This is super important, not just for your budget, but for the welfare of the huskies. Look for operators who clearly prioritize the health and happiness of their dogs. Read reviews, check their websites for information on their animal welfare practices, and maybe even look for certifications or affiliations with responsible tourism organizations. Happy dogs make for a happy experience, right? And we love happy dogs. Now, when it comes to booking, you'll often find that shorter tours are more budget-friendly. A 1 or 2 hour taster session can give you a fantastic experience of husky sledding, the thrill of the ride, and the chance to interact with the dogs without the higher price tag of a half-day or full-day safari. For many people, a shorter tour is plenty to get that amazing memory and some fantastic photos. It's about the quality of the experience, not just the quantity of time. Consider booking directly with the husky farm or operator if possible. Sometimes booking through third-party sites can add a little commission. It's always worth checking if you can book direct, and you might even get a more personal interaction or find out about special offers they have. A quick email or a visit to their website can sometimes save you a few euros, and every euro counts when you're on a budget. Booking in advance is generally a good idea, especially if you're traveling during peak season or have a specific date in mind. Popular tours can fill up. However, Sometimes, if you're flexible and traveling in a slightly less busy period, you might find last-minute deals or operators who have a spare spot. It's a bit of a gamble, but if you're feeling lucky, you could ask around once you're in Lapland. But for peace of mind, advance booking is usually safer for a must-do activity. Ask what's included in the tour price. Most reputable operators will provide you with warm outer clothing, like a thermal suit, boots, gloves, and a hat, which is essential in the Arctic cold. They'll also give you instructions on how to handle the sled if you're driving your own team, which is super fun. Knowing what's included helps you compare prices accurately and ensures there are no surprise costs later. We don't like surprise costs, do we? No, we do not. Think about the time of day for your tour. Sometimes tours at less popular times, perhaps very early morning or later in the afternoon, might be slightly cheaper or less crowded. It doesn't hurt to ask if there's a price difference. Plus, a husky ride through a snowy forest as the sun is low in the sky, casting long shadows? That sounds pretty magical, regardless of the time. The light can be just beautiful. If you're traveling with a group, even a small one, ask if there are any group discounts. Some operators might offer a slightly reduced price per person if you book for, say, 4 or more people. It's always worth an ask. The worst they can say is no, and the best they can say is yes, you save money. And saving money means more for, well, more husky cuddles maybe, or at least more hot chocolate afterwards. And please, please, please choose operators who genuinely care for their dogs. The huskies are the heart of this experience. They should be well fed, have good living conditions, and seem enthusiastic and happy to run. A good operator will be proud to tell you about their dogs and how they care for them. Supporting ethical tourism is so important, and it makes the experience so much more meaningful. It's about respect for these incredible animals. Don't be afraid to ask questions before you book. How many people are on a tour? How long is the actual sledding time versus instruction or kennel visit time? What's the ratio of guests to guides? The more information you have, the better decision you can make to find a tour that fits your budget and your expectations. Knowledge is power, even when it comes to husky sledding. It's about making an informed choice. So, with a bit of research, some smart booking strategies, and a focus on ethical operators, you can absolutely enjoy the incredible experience of husky sledding in Finland without it costing the earth. Imagine the wind in your hair, under your hat of course, the sound of the sled gliding over the snow, and the happy panting of your eager husky team. It's an adventure you won't forget, and it's totally within reach on your $80 a night Finnish journey. And just like that, we've journeyed through the best of budget-friendly Finland. Can you believe all the amazing things you can do? From the cool streets of Helsinki to the magical snowscapes of Lapland, chasing northern lights, and mushing with huskies, all while keeping that $80 a night goal in mind. I told you it was possible. I really hope this has inspired you and given you all the tools you need to plan your own incredible Finnish adventure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more travel tips and guides, because we've got plenty more adventures to share, you guys. Finland is truly a special place, and it proves that you don't need to spend a fortune to have rich, unforgettable experiences. It's about smart planning, embracing local culture, and being open to all the beauty and wonder that's out there, often just waiting to be discovered for free or very little cost. I want you to feel empowered to go out there and see the world, no matter your budget. It's about the memories you make, the connections you forge, and the joy of exploration. And Finland is just bursting with all of that. So start dreaming, start planning, and get ready for an adventure that will warm your heart, even in the Arctic chill. Pack your sense of wonder, your warmest socks, and get ready to fall in love with Finland. I know I have, and I'm so excited for you to experience it too. Safe travels and enjoy your Finnish adventure. And remember to be kind, be curious, and maybe dance a little when no one's looking, or even if they are. Bye for now.